Nabor House, for all of us, goes back to the 5 guys who came home from World War II who had a need, who wanted to be at the University of Illinois, and they saw the opportunity to create a home. But it wasn't just simply a place to live. I started in the fall of '64, and the reason I knew about Nabor House was my brother Ken. In order to be able to afford to go to the University of Illinois, Nabor House provided an opportunity that was probably the only way that Ken or either one could come. That's why I came to Nabor House, and thank goodness it was there, because I would not have gotten to come to the University of Illinois if it hadn't been for Nabor House. I think about in my career, all along the way, from starting out the first day that I went to work for Ralston Purina, unloading a 20-ton load of feed, bagged feed. You know, I thought, shoot, this is a strange way to start my job, but that was kind of the beginning of starting over again, kind of like coming into Nabor House and being a pledge and doing all the responsibilities. Oh my gosh, I mean, there's so many memories of all of us, of the guys we were in the house with. I met Judy, my wife, at an exchange at Nabor House. You know, Nabor House and 4-H House, and the connection of the two together created the beginning of our life together. But the lifelong friendships of guys that have been in the house, and the connections and the continuing reconnections between neighbors throughout my career. Why Nabor House is, in my opinion, as important to young people and guys that have a need as it was before. And the whole world's different, the economy's different. We're looking at a $6, $7, $8 corn compared to dollar corn back when we were kids. But there's still a need out there. Tuition, I don't even know what it was when we were here, but it wasn't a lot. Today, tuition is a major challenge. So the kids that are coming here today and in the future aren't getting the kind of public support that they got when we were here. So that's a very important reason why Nabor House's mission is as important today as it was before. There's still young people coming with an ag background of all different kinds. What Nabor House can provide as far as the quality of living, the cost of living, is very important. If we continue to believe in the mission and direction of Nabor House, we have a challenge of saying, can we continue it with the current house we have, or do we believe that we can source the money from our alums and hopefully from others that might be interested in supporting it to put a house in place that can still be an economical alternative to going to the University of Illinois, but also be a quality facility to stay in. And I don't think, from looking at the plans, that we're talking about building a Taj Mahal. We're talking about building a very functional house that still demonstrates the quality of living and the style of living that we enjoyed. I think it's an investment that we can make, number one, in recognition of what Nabor House did for us and the opportunity it provided for us, and secondly, be able to share maybe in what it helped us accumulate in net worth or value to put in place for young people in the future. I tell people many times when I look out the window of the Alumni Association building on Lincoln, right catty-cornered across the street, is where Nabor House started, on the corner of Lincoln and Oregon. And I'm often reminded of those days in 1964 when I came to the university, and it all started for me at Nabor House on